be able to find out. For now, I'm looking at the matchups in all of the lanes. First off, Clint versus Layla. I gotta I gotta say like maybe it's still Clint favored, like if it's a pure 1v1, just because of the passive. And that's always been the case for Clint. He can win the laning stage just because of the passive. And I'm sure that Super Marco is pretty much able to um add, to be adept with that hero. Now we're looking at the other end. It's Paquito going up against the CC. Now this is like a very tricky. It still is matchup based, but I gotta say, it's probably is CC favored in a way that it's easier for the CC to duel against the Paquito. It's not a win per se, but it's a much easier for that one. But now Few,
Yeah, it's going to rush in a little bit of damage in the mid lane. I love how you kind of broke down some of these matchups, right? I mean,
yeah.
when we're looking at the Layla, we know it's a really late
Halo
game
halo tes
damage
cik
dealer that
cik
can
cik
close the
cik.
game out if you let her
Oke,
alone and
dan
avoid
kita
those items. And also,
sudah
there's like a couple of fast
menyiarkan
panic rounds, right?
pertandingan
Especially in the
restream ya
beginning, easy to
antara
kill if you can dive. And that's
RRQ
something that
Hoshi
focus on
melawan
AP
AP
Bren if you
Bren.
do want to shut
Ini
down
sorry banget
Skylar because
aku
I mean, we all
eh
see how this played out
ngesettingnya belum
before, right?
selesai,
So
tiba-tiba udah mau
can
play
AP Bren
aja
be
tadi.
the
Bentar,
difference
kipas
and
gua
not
aja
have
belum
the
nyala
same
ini.
thing happen to them? As you are seeing a big flash in the mid lane, not able to connect with the Abysm Strike, but some early aggression from RQ Hoshi.
We haven't really talked much about this Dyreth, but I do like this pickup. Third pick coming up from Marky Hoshi after the Baksha was already
Oke,
revealed. They're confident enough to go
RRQ
for the
Hoshi di sini ada Irat,
jungle Dyreth, which we know is a
pakai
good
Dairo di
tank
sini.
with Baksha, right? So it has enough burst to counteract the sustain that you can get from the Baksha, and there's no hero from
Lancelotnya di
AP
ban kah
with
tadi?
the Ruby that
Lancelotnya
can
Irat.
stay in front of that Dyreth.
Ngeri sih Lancelotnya Irat nih.
Yeah, speaking of staying in front of things, everybody fighting it out in front of the turtle. It does get reset. Nether Realm activated over there.
Suaranya udah
Trying to
oke
keep
belum?
the team alive. Few being able to proc it. Ogwin will find Irad though. Does take down the Duroth we were just talking about. Meaning
Bentar, ku
RQ
cek dulu
Hoshi
ya
will
untuk
not
suara
have the
notifnya.
retribution
Oh, kok
in the
notif sih?
first objective of
Suara
AP Bren.
audionya.
I can see AP Bread after the vengeance was popped from Banana, immediately they just
Ini habis ini ya mau ku live-in di TikTok juga, guys.
And then they went in back for the Faramis ultimate, which allowed them to eventually take out Irad. And after the dash from the Dyreth, that is the main weakness.
Halo halo
by
tes
the
cik.
way. No immediate dash afterwards. Oh my god, that's the problem. You don't.
Kurang
That's
kencang
the
kah
problem
suaraku?
with Kufra, right? It doesn't really actually protect teammates anymore, especially
Yeah,
if you start the fight with the jump.
You kind of called it the ace in the hole that they need to look out for. The Kufra could be a possible problem trying to protect Sky. I mean, some great setups from Ogden.
Halo tes cik cik cik.
A lot of chain CC from that Ruby and also
Harusnya
sustainability
ada
to
oke
stay
sih
alive when
harusnya.
that Layla's trying to burst him down. With Super Marco taking up that
Ntar
kill,
mau ku
it will
setting
put him at a
dulu
slight
di
advantage. You know, he's
TikTok
trying to
juga,
kind of
guys.
scale a little bit better than a Layla. We mentioned if they can take down Skylar in the
Skylar
early phase,
pakai
this is where you see the cast
Lailanya
cannon of
lagi
Layla
ya
kind
di
of
sini.
break down.
Ini ngeri sih, Layla
See the Ruby
aspiran
as well
dari
coming up
Skylar
there.
ini
Not
bukan
really
runner
the
apathy from
late
Skylar
game.
lagi
I
nih.
think that's gonna be hurtful for RQ Hoshi, but that's also something that Brusco has to learn from now. He has to really delegate himself and his skills to save his teammates and not initiate for now, because they don't have that license to start
Welcome ya
fights.
teman-teman
If they
yang baru
have the
bergabung.
conceal already, that's when they can probably make a play out of the Kufra. But for now, your duty as this Kufra for Brusco is just for
Ntar
protecting
aku
your
live-in
teammates.
di TikTok sekalian guys ya.
Yeah, and I mean, speaking of protecting teammates, I mean, we did see it go to a 30-minute game the last time RQ Hoshi had the Layla. So even though they were kind of getting a lot of objectives taken from them and having a hard time, they were able to still sustain themselves until Skylar got all of those items necessary. And then he was able to get the game winner to close out the game. So AP Bren, even though they have the slight advantage, 2 kills up, we need to see them kind of close it out. That's where Deus Fuchs kind of struggled up against the Layla. Even though they dominated in the early phase, in the mid game, they just couldn't close the game out. And then that's when Skylar came alive. But right now, AP Bren sitting really good in the early phase of things.
If you look back 20 or 30 seconds ago, you can see AP Bren's micro rotation wherein they went in for the crab.
Okta.
Gave it to Super Marco, but now the dash in the middle.
Yeah, big knockup for the stun. Hitting Kyle TZ
Nether
and Few,
dibuka
forcing
dari
out the Nether
Paramis.
Realm, keeping the team alive.
Peu.
Abysm Strike, not gonna deal the
Saya
damage
dua
Irad
energinya.
was
Oh,
looking
banana
for, and
banana
for
Vincian
Go,
Vincian.
Vengeance proc by Banana.
Masih
Very
bisa
low,
selamat
will
loh.
disengage into the mid lane.
Brave mid soalnya. Regen terus
Yes,
dia.
sir, that's actually what Brusco needs to be doing. Imagine if he initiated first, he couldn't have defended his teammates. However, Irad wanted to go for the play when there is still the Fire Mist ultimate. And unfortunately for RQ Hoshi, this is the power spike for AP Bren. When you have the backshot at the first turtle, it's gonna be great.
Ooh. Speaking of things that are great, massive damage.
Ooh.
Destruction Rush able to connect onto Ogwin from Skylar. You're already seeing how heavy of a hitter that Layla can be. Irad trying to close the distance. A Business Strike onto Super Marco, but now hit with the stun. Kyle Teasy hiding the damage.
Skylar.
Down, trying to get a pick off. Down he goes. Few will take down Irad on the aggressive back lane play, and that'll be 3 kills on the board for AP Bren.
Tapi kalah ini ya, kalah
Irad just overheating up.
Kalau dari gameplay oke sih.
He knows that Super Marco is there, but Ogwin,
Masih kalah gol ya, rotasinya kalah. Farming-farmingnya masih belum ini dia.
He went for the heads up play to stun Irad so that Super Marco will be able to attack for a bit, maybe lifesteal a bit, get out into safety, and then Kyle Teasy jumped into the fray. That one weird interaction is that Brusco didn't immediately jump with the Tyrant's Revenge. He waited for far too long, and that might have been the reason why Irad actually did not survive that. If because he's already in range, right, to stop his teammate, but that caused him a death on Irad. So sometimes those trade-offs, even if you maybe
kok nggak bisa ya? Duh. Waduh, jaringannya nge-lag guys. Gimana ini? Sebentar. Kenapa ini guys? Movie-nya agak ngadat dari kemarin tuh gini terus ya. Sebentar.
Sacrifice your life as the Kufra.
Baru bisa lagi loh. Naik turun dia.
That is something that really is going to be the dilemma for RQ Hoshi.
Speaking of dilemmas, we kind of talked about earlier in the draft things AP Bren could do to shut down RQ Hoshi, and it was definitely putting some discomfort in the gold lane and the XP lane, taking down Skylar, taking Banana. They found a kill on Skylar, and they were also able to extend the gold lead for their marksman. He's now up 1,000 gold Super Marco over him. But speaking about the lanes, Few will find Skylar, and you are seeing the chase onto Brusco. Flap Teasy gonna hit him with the heavy left punch. That is going to be 2 more kills for the side of AP Bren, and now a 4,000 gold lead.
Whew. It's going to bite him. And even Octa has to run away for now. And they're going to be going
harusnya bisa nih, nah.
This is AP Bren's. Oh, Irad! Okay. Never mind. Okay. The mechanic. Working on it.
Yeah, I would say, I mean, while they got the turtle on the bot side, though, you did see Flap Teasy take that tier 2 turret. So they have map control for the side AP Bren, and also a great gold lead. Even though they didn't claim that turtle, I would still say overall that's a better trade for them, which is how far ahead they are for RQ Hoshi. They need to start translating some of these
nobar dulu teman-teman. RRQ versus AP Bren nih.
I don't know if AP Bren's the type of team that's
Waduh, ini jaringannya kenapa sih? Ya ampun.
Yeah, AP Bren is known to go for the, you know, like in the movies, go for the head.
Nggak jelas ini jaringan ini.
Definitely.
Bentar. Kurestan dulu guys. Aduh, aneh loh. Gini mulu dari tadi. Sabar. Nih baru ku restart nih. Jangan sampai mati dong. Yuk, reconnect yuk. Ini pause nih. Di sananya pause. Nggak bisa loh. Kenapa sih? Kok bisa gitu? Harusnya udah jalan nih harusnya. Apa lagi nih? Udah tersambung harusnya. Belum bisa lagi kah? Nah, ini udah bisa lagi nih, udah bisa lagi nih.
What AP Bren is trying to do almost all the
Bentar,
time,
suaranya
especially the
kayak
way that
gimana
they're
nih?
drafting. And then you really have to commend AP Bren from their previous rotations. Like every rotation, be it micro or macro rotation, benefits the team in general. Like for example, the what I said earlier when they went in for the play up top for Super Marco to give him the gold back. That's that looks like a small play, but if you compound all of those plays all
Welcome
together,
teman-teman,
it's
kita
a very big play
nobar
just
RRQ
knocking
Hoshi
afterwards.
melawan AP
Even
Bren ya
after the
di
before the
turnamen
turtle fight,
Game of Future.
they moved in a way
Game
that
of
they
the
were able to poke RQ Hoshi. They were
Aduh,
able to
mati kan
poke
yang di
Octa.
ininya.
Then that meant that they can push
Astaga,
easily.
sebentar.
Another play.
Yeah,
Ulang
good play
lagi
on the way.
guys,
Super Marco will
ulang
find mana. They
lagi.
opted in on the conceal play, just went straight forward as a full five-man team to be able to take him down. Used a lot of utility though, but was able to extend that kill lead now 6-0. I mean, this gold is steady climbing. They're up by like 6,000 gold now, 3 turrets in, 2 above RQ Hoshi. RQ Hoshi has yet to find a kill so far in this entire game, as we are hitting that 10-minute mark. A little bit of a struggle in today's matchup. But like we said, RQ Hoshi, when they pick up the Layla, they're banking on the late game. We know we're going to lose a little bit in the early phase, in the mid phase even, but if we can hold off, they can turn this around. But AP Bren, like you said, going straight for the head, cutting the head off the Serpent. What they're looking to do, trying to shut him down. You are going to see big setup.
Banana.
Taking the half HP, Kyle TZ going in for the kill. Flap TZ joining him.
Netherramnya dari PEW nih. Ngeselin nih.
AP Bren alive. Flap TZ will find Irad with heavy left
Double
punch.
kill anjir. RRQ cuk. Tinggal 3 lagi.
Controlled by AP Bren. But can we see RQ Hoshi turn this around? No. Looks like they are going to have to disengage. They don't have the numbers. They don't have the damage. And they're also too far behind in the economy.
It can now be proven that AP Bren is the tournament's tempo controller. Oh, Brusco with the play.
Skylar.
Rushes in on the Skylar. Flap TZ.
Welcome teman-teman yang baru bergabung. Kita nobar dulu ya RRQ. Tapi jelas gak di tampilan live TikToknya ini? Padahal di sini jernih banget loh. Terima kasih. Welcome yang baru bergabung. Nanti kita langsung lanjutin custom kok.
They have to regain the tempo at the very least. Second, if they can't do that, the only other option here is to just survive this mid game. Just make sure that you don't lose your base. Maybe try to win when everyone is locked 23 minutes. But that's very difficult to do.
Yeah, definitely going to be a challenge. Destruction Rush going out from Skylar, trying to clear those minions. Not even enough damage to do that. Down goes the tier 2 turret in the mid lane. And now you're looking at RRQ Hoshi stripped down to their inhibitors.
Yeah. Going to be difficult now for RQ Hoshi for sure.
Agak aneh nih jaringannya. Dari tadi tuh gini terus. Nggak tahu kenapa ya.
Look to be alone in the mid lane when he's pushing. But already Flap TZ is pushing that
bentar guys, ku hapusin dulu nih.
Position in that bush near the mid lane, so that left side of the turret. That's why even after the initiation coming out from Brusco with the Flicker Tyrant's Revenge, and we know that Octa is there for damage, AP Bren was prepared. This tells us that whatever AP Bren is doing, they're doing a buddy system, or at the very least they're making a macro play for it. In that specific case, like look at the bush that Cal TZ is holding.
10.000 lebih loh. Gimana ini? RRQ bosku. Tapi tenang guys, ini masih awal ya. Jadi masih bisa dibalikin sih harusnya. Si awal santuy dulu gitu. Mungkin 2-1 mungkin ya kalau emang di game pertamanya kalah.
And the problem was Days Fultz was not able to close the game out, even with this massive boost in the economy and the objectives overall on the map. But AP Bren letting the world know, hey, we are the champions and we planned to let it stay that way, as they are going to go in with the conceal play.
Tabrakin cuk sama Kyle.
A double stun.
Skutis pis.
Will find Irad, one member falling. And it looks like RQ Hoshi will be forced back into the base. AP Bren in total control.
Wow. 10-0. And the grip is not loosening at all. You can see RQ Hoshi being desperate for farm. They're trying to do everything that they can just to get the farm. And all things considered, Irad might have...
Welcome teman-teman yang baru bergabung di live streaming TikTok.
But then again, Bren knew exactly that will happen. And now Lord Fight, no retribution for RQ Hoshi.
Yeah, Brusco winding up, decides to hit a quick one.
Ini aku ngadain giveaway ya. Siapa tahu kalian pengen ikutan, kita adain giveaway untuk 1 star leg. Ketika leg sudah tembus 100 ya, tapi leg di live streaming YT ya, bukan di TikToknya teman-teman. Mungkin bisa mampir di YT saya, Syafiq Romansyah. Di sana juga live streaming juga di sana. Gas bang, boleh, silakan. Sambil kita mabar sih. Sambil kita nobar, kita juga ngadain giveaway. Setiap 100 like video kita kasih 1 star like buat teman-teman kita ya. Harus tembusin 100 dulu ya. Jadi bisa dibantu untuk like dulu di live streaming YouTube, atau mungkin bisa dibantu untuk share ke teman-temannya guys. Biar apa? Biar semakin rame gitu dan semakin banyak yang ikut. Oh, waduh, ini bahaya guys, bahaya ini. Anjir cuy, juara dunia cuy, lawannya AP Bren soalnya. Hadir bang, ada Guinevere. Waduh, ini pasti RRQ Kingdom nih. Pokoknya yang nonton ini pasti RRQ Kingdom guys. Ini kalau kalah berarti ini ya juara keempat ya. 4 apa 3 guys? Juara 4 apa 3 guys? Ya, kita doakan aja guys, semoga nggak terjadi hal-hal yang tidak diinginkan. Siapapun yang menang, yang penting Indonesia sih kalau aku ya. Entah itu RRQ, entah itu Onyx. Harusnya dengan roster yang terbaru ini, aku yakin juga bisa sih RRQ ini. Pakwitonya ini, Pakwito udah di buff soalnya, itu sakit banget loh damage-nya. Juara dunia guys, lawannya guys. Tuh, waduh, itu tertinggal berapa ini? Berapa ribu aja itu? 14.000 kurang lebihnya guys. Bahaya ini. The number one option obviously is just to rely on the late game of Layla, which is habis ini nanti kita sambung open custom room ya. Setelah match RRQ Hoshi lawan AP Bren. Aku telat tadi, habis ketinggal makan minum, tiba-tiba udah mulai ke draft gitu tiba-tiba. Jadi belum sempat prepare tadi. Mendadak ini. Everybody's just locked item, and it wouldn't matter if you lose one inhibitor or maybe all of your inhibitors. It wouldn't matter as long. Kalau di YouTube itu ini ya, nyedot datanya banyak mungkin ya. Kalau di TikTok ini kayak gini tuh nggak begitu banyak mungkin ya. Tapi nggak tahu kenapa itu kok nggak begitu jelas gitu loh tampilannya. Padahal di sini udah bagus banget loh. Waduh. Ini 5 versus 4. Lord dapat. Lord ketiga lagi. Waduh, ini udah susah sih guys. Susah sih mempertahankan. Apalagi ada Paramis dengan Netherram atau ultinya ini bisa mengcover ke arah teman-temannya gitu. Ini bakalan ditabrak sih. Bakalan ditabrak sih ini harusnya. Waduh, ini aku kalau lihat baksianya KLZ ini kok ingat sesuatu gitu loh. RRQ win katanya. Emang ya, coba. Ini susah sih. Lord ketiga loh. 15.000 golnya guys. Bukannya aku ngerem aja, tapi ya kita tahu lah kan. I'm offended-nya tadi Owen. Masih bisa loh. Masih bisa, tapi waduh, bataretnya dipaksain. Konsil, Brusco montek, yo montek Brusco. Nggak bisa. Jangan dipaksain. Minionnya gerak triland ini. Waduh, tapi tartnya udah digundulin loh ini. Ada Layla OP katanya. Ini ya, ini kalau Lord keempat gak dikontes, susah sih. Kalau Lord keempat gak dikontes. Tenang, ada Layla katanya. Udah kalah Bang Pek katanya. 017 katanya. Oh ya, ini delay guys. Live-nya gara-gara tadi mancet. Iya, kalah. 017 ya. Habis ini nanti ku percepat ya. Kesel aku lihat Skylar Layla padahal full CC katanya. Nggak dikasih poin kill berarti guys ya. Wih, Okta. Ini kayaknya N nih. Dua versus 5. Ini enaknya Paramis tuh ini guys. Dia bisa ngasih darah tambahan gitu. Kalah RRQ, iya kalah. Iya game pertama teman-teman. Tapi nggak apa-apa ya teman-teman. Kemungkinan game kedua bisa dibalikin guys. Kita tetap percaya ya. Tetap percaya guys ya. Oh, banana. Base-nya. Waduh, udah nggak bisa guys. Udah nggak bisa. Susah guys. Golnya loh. Iya, dikasih telur dan juga golnya itu jauh banget guys. Nggak bisa guys kayak gitu tuh.